Hey, morning, guys. Happy Tuesday. Can you read that to me? What does that say? It's a big word. It says interpreting answers. We're gonna practice this a little bit today. Interpret doesn't that just mean to explain something? Maybe you've heard of that word before, maybe you haven't. But what we're gonna look at today is sometimes you might do a problem, you might get an answer, but sometimes the answer is not always the answer. Okay. So we're going to look at a problem and say, all right, well, what part of this am I going to use, or what part don't I need, or what part do I have to actually change? Because sometimes you have to change your answer to get the right answer. Let me explain, okay? Or let me give you an example. All right, this says, Mrs. Sterner schedules a field trip. Sorry, definitely not this year. Schedules a field trip for 70 students. If a van can hold 8 people, how many vans will be needed? All right, one more time. Mrs. Stern schedules a field trip for 70 students. If a van can hold 8 people, how many vans will be needed? All right, so let's jot down what we know. We know we got 70 people are going on the trip, right? And we can hold 8 people per van, right? So we're going to need more than one van, right? All right, so I think we're going to have to divide 70 by 8, and I think we know how to do that by hand now. So I have 2 boxes. If I'm going to do 70 divided by 8, 2 boxes, so I need 2 across, 7 and 0, and 8 on the outside, okay? Now I can count by 8s up to 7. That's pretty quick, isn't it? It's a 0. 0 above, 0 below, 7 minus 0 is still 7, right? Bring up my 7. Starting over again, right? 70 divided by 8. Well, let's count by 8s. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64. Stop, right? So 8 goes here. 8 times 8 was 64. And remember, you don't have to regroup that, just count it up. The answer is 6, and that's going to be my remainder, or just R6. 6 in the circle, okay? So 70 divided by 8 is 8, remainder 6, okay? Now let's figure out what our answer is, because we just solved and we got that answer, right? Well, if she called a bus company and said, I need 8 R6 vans, they're not going to know what she's talking about, are they? Okay? So doesn't this really mean that she needs 8 vans? Because 70 kids divided by 8, you need 8 vans. And then you're going to have 6 kids stuck at school, right? So our answer was 8, but really 8 doesn't work. So you have to interpret this, or kind of change your answer around to say, okay, well, don't these 6 kids also need a van? So I'm going to actually cross out my 8 remainder 6 and say it's actually a 9, because 8 vans is not going to be enough. These kids also need a van. So in other words, you're going to have 8 full vans and 1 van with 6 kids in it. So the answer will be 9 vans, okay? So it's solving a problem, getting an answer, and thinking, okay, well, what do I do with this answer now? How can I use it to solve the problem that they asked, okay? That's what interpreting an answer or interpreting remainder is. Okay, we're going to do another one. This one says, Brian collects a lot of action figures. It says, Brian is putting his action figures into boxes. If he has 54 action figures and he can fit 7 in each box, how many full boxes will he have? All right, so I know he's got 54 action figures. He's going to put 7 in every box. How many full boxes is he going to have? Okay? All right, so he's got 54 toys, right? And I think you said 7 per box. So it sounds like we're dividing, right? 54 divided by 7. Got 2 digits here. I'm going to make 2 boxes. 5 and a 4 and a 7. I'm going to count by my 7s up to 5. Well, you can't do that. 0 above, 0 below. 5 minus 0 is 5. Bring up the 5. Count by 7s to 54. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49. Stop right there. So 7 times 7 is 49. Subtract to get 5. That's R5 because we have a remainder of 5, okay? So the question is, I've got 7R5 as my answer, but that doesn't tell me anything about boxes, does it? So what is my answer going to be? Let's look back at the problem. He's got 54 action figures. He wants to put 7 in every box. Well, doesn't that mean he's going to need 7 boxes or 7 full boxes? Is that actually going to cover all the action figures, though? No. He is going to have a few left over. So there's a lot of different ways you can think about this. How many full boxes is he going to need? Well, he's going to have 7. How many actual boxes will he probably need to fill up? Well, these guys are going to need to be in a box, so they'll probably be the 8th box, right? Or the question could be, if you put 7 in every box, how many will be left over or remaining? That would be 5, okay? So what you're doing today is, I'm going to give you a couple word problems, and I want you to, you're going to divide every one, but I want you to think, what are they actually asking here? So since they wanted to know how many full boxes he's going to have, we're going to go with our 7 as our answer. So 7 full boxes. They didn't ask what's left over, so we're just going to answer the problem that they asked us, okay? All right, so do a little work today. I'm going to give you 4 problems. Show me your work. Put the answer down that you're going with to answer the word problem, and then just circle it so I know that that's your final answer, okay? All right, good luck. Go get them.